What's up, guys? It's Raj, coming to you from Oaxaca, Mexico, spelled O-A-X-A-C-A. I know it sounds different, but that's how you pronounce it. Okay, so I'm going to go through the cons of living in Oaxaca if you're a digital nomad or maybe an expat who has to do a bit of work. So, number one is internet stability. This is a huge problem. I'm getting anywhere from 655 kbps in my apartment to 100 meg in my co-working space, and within an hour it can fluctuate. So if you have to make Zoom calls, which are really important to some people's business, good luck, because the stability just isn't there. On an average Zoom call, I'd say that my video freezes 3-4 times. It's kind of embarrassing, especially because I'm the one who's made the decision to live here. But, you know, it is what it is. I just wanted to highlight it for you guys. It kind of leads me to my next point, which is about co-working. So there are four major co-working spots here. One is Selena, two is Centrico Halalatco, two is Centrico in Centro, and then the fourth one is Convivio. So Convivio touts itself as having the #1 best internet speeds in the area. And I agree, they do. They're consistently between 70 and 100 meg. I don't know how they've managed to pull it off, but they do tend to have the best. The issue with me for Convivio is they don't have any private areas. They have a Skype room, which doesn't have a light bulb in it, so I'm in the pitch black. The sliding door is barely private, and I make a lot of sales calls, so I don't have the ability to just work with my headphones on like one of these coding geeks or something. You know, I'm not one of those digital nomads. I have a client-facing on-the-phone job. So overall, I would say co-working is not great. You know, you look around and there's pros and cons to each one. You know, co-working in Centro is just a bit too busy, a bit too packed for me. I chose to go with Centrico Halalatco. But again, you're dealing with the standard stuff that you get from a small town in Mexico that's not a Mexico City. You know, there's no toilet paper, the printer doesn't work, the Wi-Fi is all over the place. You know, I hate to throw them under the bus, but on a Monday morning, having paid for an entire month of access, which gives me fingerprint access 24/7, on a Monday morning in my second week, I used my fingerprint, couldn't get in. Don't know what the problem was. Maybe it was a software thing. Maybe, which I think might be the case, the woman just didn't add my access for more than 1 week, which is pretty obvious to do when I sign up for a month. I missed an important meeting. So little things like that, just general professionalism, you know, just watch out for that. You're not coming to a New York, to a Tokyo, to a Dubai. Co-working is not going to be what you imagine. And by the way, the pictures on the websites sadly don't really match up to the reality either. Not many expats and not ex-cons, I was going to say ex-cons, expats and digital nomads, as you would think. There is a robust group that gets together here. It's not like a Chiang Mai or a Bali or a Medellin. Those are the more established nomad hubs. So if you're coming for networking, if you're coming to meet like-minded people, maybe Oaxaca is a bit more of a second-tier nomad city, perhaps for the reasons that we talked about. You know, the internet, just the fact that things don't work out here, and everyone just kind of got that small town like, it's fine, just chill, tranquilo, hermano. And I'm like, I can't tranquilo, this is money. Number 4. Look, it's not expensive here by any stretch of the imagination. I will say, Airbnbs tend to be, on average, more expensive than in other cities, even Mexico City. I mean, when we were booking week to week, we were averaging about $300 a week, which, you know, is pretty high when you consider that you're looking to be here for a couple of months. Now, the trick is to go off of Airbnb, right? Find someone who just has a regular apartment that you can rent. We're paying $800 a month for this gorgeous 2-bedroom in a quiet neighborhood, great amenities. They even change the sheets and clean once a week. So it is affordable, but the Airbnb situation when you first land here is tough. And speaking of landing, the final and the most annoying thing that I found, I have to travel a lot for business. You know, I do real estate, I do sales. That requires a lot of in-person meetings in Central and South America, but then also in the States. Oaxaca is a 7-hour drive south of Mexico City. So unless you're going to sit on a bus or drive a car or get a taxi for 7 hours to get to Mexico City, your only other option is to fly from Oaxaca to Mexico City. If you're working a full-time kind of gig and you're trying to maybe push meetings into a one-day thing, so like if I wanted to go from Oaxaca to Miami for a meeting, it's not going to be really feasible because of that extra step of having to get to Oaxaca airport and go from Oaxaca to Mexico City and then to the city, right? It's just not a major airport. We're trying to go south to Costa Rica and Panama this weekend. And one of the issues we're facing is, you know, because it's a smaller second tier, maybe even third tier airport, it's hard to get flights at the times that you want, and it jacks up the prices. Most places in Central America and South America, if you're only going 1 or 2 countries north or south, you're looking at $100 one way. We're getting things like $500-600 because we're going from Oaxaca to Panama, which I get it. It's a different, you know, it's a different thing. It's a couple of countries away, but Mexico City to Panama, boom, $200, done. Mexico City to anywhere, boom, done. New York, Dallas, Houston, Miami, it's easy peasy. So just be aware that you're going to have a few extra steps and a bit more expense if you're trying to fly out of Oaxaca. Now, all this to say, I do have a list of pros in being Oaxaca as a digital nomad, as an expat, whatever. So I'm not down on Oaxaca. I'm just telling you the frustrations that I've dealt with. Right now, you can probably hear the dogs are barking. That's all over Mexico. That doesn't belong in this video. Dogs barking is a staple of Mexican life and Mexican culture. So anyway, I hope this was useful. Have a good day. Speak to you soon. Cheers.